Good morning, everybody. We're now on our next lesson, compare ratios. All right, so it's lesson 5.3 in Envision. So our essential question is how can you compare ratios to solve problems? So we know that we can solve ratios using different strategies. We compare ratios. That's what we're gonna do today. So let's start. All right, so let's start with this question. Scott is making a snack mix using almonds and raisins. For every 2 cups of almonds in the snack mix, there are 3 cups of raisins. So Ariel is making another snack mix that has 3 cups of almonds and for every 5 cups of sunflower seeds. If Scott and Ariel each use 6 cups of almonds to make a batch of snack mix, who would make a larger batch? So good luck. I want you to use the table to solve this problem and create your table of values. And we'll come back to it, okay?
How
Let's
can
look
you
at
compare
example
ratios to
1.
solve a problem? Think about this question during the lesson. Dustin had 3 hits for every 8 at-bats. Adrian had 4 hits for every 10 at-bats. Who has the better hits to at-bats ratio?
So looking at this one, remember yesterday we said that we could do a cross product to check which one has a better score, which one is greater, or which ratio is better. So you could use that, or could, like the way you said, you could simplify using decimals or simplified fractions. But let's see what strategy this gives us.
Why is using a ratio table helpful? Why are the original ratios difficult to compare? A ratio table helps you to organize the terms so that you can generate equivalent ratios. The original ratios are difficult to compare because none of the terms are the same. Extend and complete the ratio tables for Dustin and Adrian until the number of hits or the number of at-bats is the same in each table. How do you generate the numbers in each column to find equivalent ratios?
So we talked about that yesterday too, right? So we could create equivalent ratios, but making an equivalent table. So to make their either the bats will be the same. So let's check it out.
You multiply the original terms by the same numbers, 2, 3, 4, and so on. How do you know to stop completing Adrian's ratio table when you find an equivalent ratio that compares hits to 40 at-bats?
So if you look at this at 40 at bats, Adrian has 16 hits and Dustin has 15 hits when they did 40 bats, right? So with that said, you have a distinct term. Now you could compare. So obviously you have your choice.
You know you can stop because there is an equivalent ratio in Dustin's ratio table that also compares hits to 40 at-bats. Now you can compare the number of hits that Dustin and Adrian each get with 40 at-bats. Who gets more hits in 40 at-bats?
Select your answer.
Dustin gets 15 hits for every 40 at-bats. Adrian gets 16 hits for every 40 at-bats. Since Adrian gets more hits, he has the better hits to at-bats ratio. If you had stopped at 12 hits each, would you have reached the same conclusion? Explain your reasoning.
So with that said, you could also
Yes.
say,
It
right?
takes Dustin 32 at-bats to make 12 hits. But it takes Adrian only 30 at-bats to make 12 hits. Adrian ratio. Now you know how to compare ratio.
I want you to try this. Marlon has 6 hits in 15 at bats. How does Marlon sit to the bats of ratio compares to Adrian? So I want you to compare their hits. Okay? Good luck. Right, here's another problem that we could work on. Due to a compatibility and size restriction, only certain types of fish can live together in a tank. So if there are 15 moles in each tank with the ratio shown at the right, which tank has more fish? So in this tank 1, we have 4 guppies for 5 moles. Tank 2, we have 2 angelfish and 3 mollies. So question is, which tank has more fish? If there are 15 mollies in each tank. Go ahead. So to solve this problem, make a table for tank 1 so you know that it's 4, 5, right? So let's go back to the picture for a second. So here it's 4 and 5. So and then you create a ratio table for that, or a table of values. So 4 times 2 becomes 8. So 5 times 2 plus 10. Our target is to make have 15 models. So here there are 12 copies. So the total in here, you're gonna have 27 fish in a tank. On the other hand, we have the angelfish. We got 2:3. And if there are 15 mollies up there, they'll have 10 angelfish. So this is gonna have a total of 25 fish in the tank. So with that said, which one has the greater number of fish? So you added the number of fish in the tank. So tank 1 has 27 total and tank 2 has 25 total. So we know that 27 is greater than 25. So now we know that tank 1 has more fish. Alright, so I want you to try this one. Tank 3 has a ratio of 3 guppies for every 4 angelfish. Okay, complete the ratio table to find the number of angelfish in the tank 3 with 12 guppies. Which tank with guppies has Alright, so it's time for us to check our understanding. I'm gonna go around and help you with this problem, okay? So answer this question and complete this statement. Okay, so since we learned how to compare ratios, so might need to self-check. And if you really need help, Tuesdays is our help day. So you could always come at 7:45. You just come to 2:03. Okay? So good luck everyone. Until next lesson. Bye.